Just like, why? I don't know. It's just, I'll be honest, that was actually one of the things I didn't really like about minimalism when I first discovered minimalism, this idea that you had to declutter to be a good minimalist. Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobras Nest. For those who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra, and I make minimalism videos. If you guys don't know, I've been on a 1-year break from minimalism. Currently, this is the 6-month mark. I can't believe that it's already been 6 months, but I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 things that I discovered along this road since I started back in January and now that it is June. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Ooh. Okay, so the first thing that I discovered was I no longer demonize my wants, and that is really big for me because I demonized my wants, demonized myself, and I hated myself, and I punished myself for wanting things. But yeah, I don't think that demonizing your wants is healthy. I just didn't see the point in it anymore. It just was getting unhealthy, and I was unhappy, and I just thought at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. I'd rather be happy. So now if I want something, I let myself have it, and I don't feel guilty, and I don't beat myself up about it, or think I'm a terrible person for wanting X and Y item. Okay, number 2, less is not always more. I was really obsessed with applying minimalism to every aspect of my life, and it just kind of got out of control. Cut food, I cut food groups, I cut essentials, I cut the amount of hours that I worked. Everything that I did, I was just cut, and I didn't feel like I was living in abundance. I didn't feel like I was living my best life. I mean, minimalism is great and it's really good for refining, but there's no winning when you spend 8 years just living with like the bare bones. At least I didn't feel like I was winning anymore. So right now I'm in a season of adding, I'm in a season of abundance. I eat everything, I wear a lot, I shop a lot. I'm just here for it. I'm just living my best life. And number 3, I have embraced an abundance mindset. In line with the previous point, I don't think that less is necessarily more. I'm not bothered by having a bit more clutter. I'm not bothered by breaking a lot of the minimalism rules, like the duplicate rule. Yeah, no, 2 bracelets. What, is the minimalism police gonna come for me? I don't really subscribe to the notion in the same way that I used to. I think in some ways I was just trying to please the internet. I was trying to be the prototype of my niche. As a minimalism content creator, I thought that this is who I needed to be in order to satisfy the internet. And I realized that I have to live for me. And so I just live in abundance mindset. I just don't think minimalism needs to be that deep. Okay, number 4, I stopped operating on a needs only level. That was really freeing for me. I've been operating on a needs level for a really long time. For me, I would tell myself, as long as I had food, shelter, clothing, I've already reached like nirvana. I'm already fulfilled. I don't need and dare not ask for more. So I started developing a lot of weird, unhealthy habits. So I started binging on food because apparently that was the only thing that I could, derive pleasure out of life, and it's just so unhealthy. It was just giving me an unhealthy relationship with minimalism, and it was giving me an unhealthy relationship with food, which is like, that's not me living my best life. But now by actually just allowing myself to have things that are wants, I don't even think about it. I don't even know how many things I have. It's not my priority. Number 5, I focused on living my best life. Yeah, when I was living minimalism, I got really obsessed with having a small amount of stuff and this race towards the less amount of stuff that I could possibly have, when I think minimalism was supposed to be a mechanism where you declutter your life so that you could finally start living your best life. Like you could finally have like that permission to live your best life, whatever it may be. But I got so caught up in being a good minimalist, putting on like a show for the internet, that I lost myself and I stopped being that. And so now in some ways I've kind of become who I was before I was a minimalist. I've always loved makeup, I've always loved jewelry, I'm very vain, I'm very superficial, I love pretty stuff, and somehow I felt like I couldn't have that stuff as a minimalist. But here I am now, living my best life, feeling glam and pretty. And yeah, maybe you might argue, well, that's not really truly being enlightened, that's not being a good minimalist. That's okay, I'm fine with that. I'm actually really happy with my life, and I think that's the most important thing. Number 6, I stopped obsessing with decluttering. If you guys watch some of my other videos, I was getting to the point where I was just crying on camera. I felt like I had this obligation to the internet or to my audience to have to declutter, put on these decluttering shows. Oh God, I'm so glad that that's over. I hate to declutter. I think it's extremely wasteful. As somebody who didn't grow up in abundance, decluttering would stress the hell out of me. And you know what's funny? Now that I've kind of quit minimalism and actually just being a normal person and like buying things, I actually let go of my rattier clothes in a pain-free way. I'm actually having like healthier relationship, a more natural relationship with decluttering. I declutter like 1 or 2 pieces and like that's it, and we let go. I don't have to put on this show anymore where I have to get like a decluttering box. Just like. Number 7, I stopped obsessing with the cost-wear ratio for my clothes. As I got really obsessed with minimalism, I would watch a lot of YouTubers, and there was this practice of like asking yourself, what's the cost-to-wear ratio of your clothes? Oh God. that is another unhealthy minimalism habit that I don't partake in anymore. I don't care about the cost to wear ratio. Who cares? Like, do you walk down the street and people are like, how many times have you worn that shirt? Have you gotten your $100 worth out of that shirt? Even shirts that I only wore a couple times, which rarely happens, but if it does, it's not a big deal. Sometimes we purchase things and they don't work out. I used to be so hard on myself if a shirt didn't work out or a piece of clothing didn't work out or anything didn't work out because the cost to wear ratio, and I forced myself to like hate wear clothes. I don't do any of that anymore. If I wear it a lot, great. If I didn't, okay, life goes on. Number 8, letting go of ratty clothes. Oh my gosh, I was just doing minimalism in the most toxic ways possible. I would not let go of ratty clothes. You would think as a minimalist, I'd let go of ratty clothes, and I just could not let go of it. I would put it in a decluttering box. I would like squirrel it away and then bring it back out and bring it in, bring it out. And it's just like, why? Now I'm in a place where I just tell myself, it's ratty. I can finally let it go. And when I say ratty, I mean like it had holes in it and I'd sew the holes together. It was just some deep level of frugality. I think there's a bottom line for frugality for me. I think when you need to start taping things up, I can't do it. I can't. I think my life is just way too short, especially in my 30s. Like I only have so many more years left. I can't live my life like that. I gave myself permission. I'm not gonna take frugality to a level of ratty clothes. That's where I draw the line for me. I wanna wear nice clothes and I wanna wear proper clothes. And if it means I have to replenish proper clothes, I'll do it. That's important to me. Number 9, I discovered a life outside of minimalism. I know I still do a lot of minimalism videos, but honestly, the other day I met up with my friend and we chatted for hours. I hadn't seen her in like 4 years. Not once did I ever talk about minimalism. She doesn't even know I have a minimalism channel. I don't care about minimalism outside of this channel. I know that might be kind of shocking given that like that's all that I do, but that's just for the algorithm. But in all honesty, there's so much more to life outside of minimalism. Been watching a lot more non-minimalism content, and I also stopped going on the subreddit of minimalism. That was getting a little bit unhealthy. I don't want to hear other people's struggles with minimalism. I have enough of my own. No thank you. And lastly, number 10, I realized minimalism is just a tool, not my entire identity. At some point, I started to embody minimalism because I felt like that will make me a better minimalist. It will make me a better minimalism YouTuber. But now I'm in a place where it's not even part of my identity. I don't really identify as a minimalist. I still practice minimalism in ways that it suits me, but I would not say at the forefront Nat is a minimalist. It's more like Nat's Nat, and she has a lot to her, a lot of depth and diversity. And among the things that she happens to like are certain aspects of minimalism. I'd say like probably the aesthetic of minimalism. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and a like. I have a lot more minimalism bashing videos. You guys seem to love it. Click in the link down below. I have 400 videos on minimalism, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.